If you want to run for Congress, your spouse and your children are typically part of the package. But what if you don't have either? If you're Virginia Republican congressional candidate Derrick Anderson, well, you borrow them from a friend. This photo in the New York Times is of Anderson and his friend's wife and 3 children. Anderson is actually engaged, but currently lives alone with his dog, according to the Times.
This man, oh my God. So Derrick Anderson, a Republican from Virginia, is running for Congress, and he's running on, the Republican platform, which is generally purported to be about family values. And he doesn't have a family, so he had to borrow a friend's family for a photo op. There are some deeper themes here, but I'm having a hard time getting to them. Because he had to borrow a friend's family for a photo op to make it look like he's all about family values. Now, of course, the New York Times did a piece about this, because how could you not? A friend sent this to me. I took one look at it and said, I'm 100% covering that on my channel. And the New York Times focused on the fact that he used a fake family to make it look like he is a family man with family values as he runs for Congress. And Anderson didn't like that was covered by the New York Times because, well, to be honest, it's incredibly embarrassing. But he claims it was just a photo with fans. It was just supporters of mine that I took a photo with. I never said they were my family.
Criticizes the Times' decision to focus on the footage and said that Derrick's opponent and every other candidate in America are in similar pictures and video with supporters of all kinds. The spokesman said the video simply showed Mr. Anderson with female supporters and their kids. It didn't look like your typical shaking hands photo or video that you would see on the campaign.
If he was me just shaking hands with posing with supporters and that's his friend's family, where's his friend? Why isn't his friend is his friend not a supporter? I have a serious question. Is the GOP okay? This is absolutely wild. I feel like I say that about everything they do, and then they top it with something like this. And you would think that the actual Republican supporters who feel like they really do care about family values would feel lied to and feel cheated. And you'd think they'd be a little bit offended and up in arms about this, but not a peep. And not a peep from any other Republican politicians who also claim to be all about family values and get upset when they see 2 people of the same sex just living in the same apartment together, because that's not a family. What is this? If that's not a family, what do you call this? Which brings me to, they use family values as a tactic, as a way to get votes. They don't actually care about family values. They don't actually care about families. They care about the optics they need in order to appear a certain way to a certain demographic to get their support and their votes and their money. For example, check out every single one of these Twitter bios of these Republican politicians. Christian, mother, husband, dad, mother, wife, grandma, husband 2, father 2, Christian, husband, dad, and the worst one, mother, raising my boys to be men before liberals can teach them to be women. It's truly the worst thing about Colorado. And they use these talking points regularly to push their agenda forward. You can literally use it in every single one of their arguments. The gays are ruining family values. Oh, we need guns to protect our families. Oh, we need guns because the migrants are coming over illegally and stealing all our jobs. And how are you going to protect yourself and your family and your job? And one of the biggest talking points they use this for is for their stance to be pro-life.
Being a mother is the greatest gift in the world, and childbirth is a true miracle of God. In 2019, pregnancy centers served roughly 2 million women, men, and youth. They provided services such as medical care, education, mentoring, and material support like diapers, car seats, and clothing. From 2016 through 2020, pro-life pregnancy centers partnered with pregnant women at risk for abortion to save over 800,000 lives. Approximately 75% of women at risk for abortion who view an ultrasound of their baby in the womb at a pregnancy center ultimately make the choice to continue their pregnancy.
Congresswoman Bilbray, thank you so much for being with us here today, and welcome to Washington. We are so excited to have you representing Colorado's 3rd Congressional District. Thanks so much for being with us.
It's an honor. Yes, I am honored to not only be the first woman to represent Colorado's 3rd District, but I'm the first mom that's being sent to Washington, D.C. to be the voice of Colorado's Western Slope.
That is just so awesome. And as you know, everyone's journey into the pro-life movement is different. You know, some people were born into it, others there was some sort of animating event that really lit a fire in them to protect the unborn. What's your pro-life journey?
Well, I believe just being a mom really kick-started that.
If you look at the stats argue that most women, including mothers, are on the opposite side of this issue. They are pro-choice. By large, both Democrat and Republican women, including mothers, once again, tend to be pro-choice, not pro-life. So you could argue, based on that alone, that being pro-choice is actually more for family values than being pro-life, considering most women and most families prefer pro-choice from their government.
So I'm here at this healthcare clinic to uplift the work that is happening in Minnesota as an example of what true leadership looks like, which is to understand it is only right and fair that people have access to the health care they need, and that they have access to health care in an environment where they are treated with dignity and respect.
Republicans use families, specifically women and children, as props for their family values talking points. And they don't even care about the families. It's just to get power and money and votes. Because if you were actually pro-family, you would care, one, you would care about what families actually want instead of telling them what they should want. You'd care about parents being able to make enough money to bring home in order to properly raise their children. You'd be caring about women getting access to the health care that they need in order to safely have a family. You would care more about just that, more than just women having to give birth. There is way more to a family than just getting pregnant and staying pregnant and having the baby. But they don't care about any of that. They just want to generate more workers for America. We need children to go back into the mines. The children yearn for the mines. And nothing should hit this point home more, that they don't care about family values, than a Republican running for Congress, staging a photo to make it look like he has a family by using his friend's family when he really just lives alone. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out some of my content that isn't news related, you can check out my personal YouTube channel at Bad Gamer Wyatt. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.